Welcome back. If you've watched my other videos, you've probably figured out that Cutless Keys is the hub for most of my farming. From this settlement I have easy access to my iron root, my silver root, and my gold root. So naturally, it's also the place I go to get my Starmetal as well. There's a cave just south of the Cutless Keys settlement called Rothoard Hollow. This is my go-to location for Starmetal. I find that at this point in the game, I need a lot more iron and steel than I do Starmetal. So the amount that I gather down here is pretty much exactly what I need. I've actually got a second route in a higher level zone that I'll show you at the end of this. Okay, let's have a look at Rothoard Hollow. There are a few mobs that I need to clear out, but a few headshots with the bow will make quick work of that. Well, unless you miss your shot like I tend to do. For the Starmetal ore, just go deeper into the cave. You'll see there's one node here, a second here, and a third here. Down in the next room we kill a couple of dudes, don't miss your shots, and there's a couple of nodes here as well. Then we move on to the final room, kill a guy, get some loot, and down here are nodes 6 and 7. On the other side of the room, nodes 8 and 9. And as we leave the cave through the back door, kill a guy, get some loot. Here are nodes 10 and 11. So all up, this cave is a pretty nice place to go and get some Starmetal. You've probably noticed by now that you can't open your inventory when you're mining. Hopefully they fix this in a patch or something soon. But in the meantime, did you know that there's a workaround? If you want to open your bags when mining, just press escape, then with your mouse, click the word tab directly under the bag icon. This will let you scroll through your inventory. For other tips like this, check out my tips and tricks video. Okay, this cave is pretty good, but if you need a truckload more Starmetal, you can try out this other route up in Mourningdale. So here we are at the Mourningdale settlement, and we can basically run a decent loop around the settlement. Now this is not an easy route. In fact, it can be kind of tricky in places. So I doubt there will be too many other people running this loop. The cliffs can be a bit of a pain. So let's leave the settlement to the west. I've recorded this video at night time to try and make the Starmetal a little easier to see since it glows in the dark. The first node that we come across is visible from the road. But once you grab both nodes, there's another node hidden just slightly further up the road. Keep an eye on your compass and you should spot it. Now for the next cluster, we need to veer off towards the left. So from this blue torch, run down the hill, and there should be a couple of nodes just out of view. So we'll grab both of these and then head back up the way we came from. Now we continue climbing up the mountain and run along the rocks, and there are about 4 scorched stones to pick up here, which is a pretty nice bonus. When we get to the bridge, you'll probably see this node down the bottom here, but there are some nodes we need to grab up the top first. So run all the way across the bridge, and when you get to the other side, scramble down the rocks. Be careful, it's raining and slippery and wet, you don't want to break your ankle. And there should be a couple of nodes just here out of sight. Then we need to keep scrambling on a bit further, and up here near the fork in the road, just down below are a couple of nodes. Once we've got all of these, we can now backtrack and get those ones that we saw right at the bottom of the cliff before. So head back towards the bridge, and start jumping down. And near the waterfall, you'll find another couple of nodes. Once we get all of these, we need to make a run across the grasslands to this other cliff. I got distracted by all the wildlife that I needed to kill for a separate quest, so don't mind me. So once we get to the rocks, just start running up along the top of the cliff. It's a fair way up, but you'll find a lonesome node near the top. Then we need to run all the way around this big huge outcropping of rock. And around here are another couple of nodes. Then just continue running along the rocks, skirt around the edge of this landmark, and there will be another 2 nodes near the entrance to the landmark. Now we run out towards the cliff and start skirting all the way around. There are 3 nodes here. And we start climbing up. You can grab this shock spire if you want, and then if you look down, you'll see 2 nodes. But before we grab them, there's a couple a bit further ahead. So keep on scrambling. Grab these 2 nodes, and then head back the way we came. And then we can jump down to get these 2 that we passed earlier. Now we go for a bit of a run. Follow the road down south and along the base of the cliffs. It's a fair bit of a trek. But as you pass through these 2 banners, it's time to start running along the cliffs again. And down here are a couple more nodes. Now we're almost done with this route. Once we have both of these nodes, we cross the road, and down before we get to these next banners, there are another 2 nodes. Then we scramble out across the rocks, and we can see 2 nodes on the other side of this totally safe water that we can totally just walk through. And grab these. And then we start heading along the road towards the settlement. You can probably see the last node on the cliffs up on the right, so we'll have to climb these rocks here, and this is the last one before we run back inside the settlement. So I'm just going to go and dump this entire load of 1500 Starmetal in my storage shed, because there's not much I can do with it at the moment. I currently need a whole lot of iron and steel to be able to refine this. If you're in a similar situation, you can check out my iron farming guide. I plan on making an update for that iron video over the next few days, so subscribe if you're keen for that, and I'll see you next time.